I'll make a pick. I'll say Bengals by a field goal.
Bengals by a field goal. Mike says Bengals by a field goal. I say Titans by a full touchdown.
McPherson trying to kick the Bengals into the AFC Championship. Harris, the snapper. Huber will hold it. 52-yard. Sweeps the leg. McPherson.
Gotta keep me a Glock. I really like Ruby. BB's water better buy you a school. Got a brand new Mac and I bought a new cooler. Yeah, tap with Buddha. Spin out a block on my order. Disturbing the peace like I'm looter.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're reporting live NFL playoff coverage.
Break.
Thank you for watching last week's. If you tuned in, it's really lit right now. So let's just get on the Ray. Got my boy Mike here.
Of course.
You feel me? I'm not even going to play no games.
Yeah.
Because we saw some 4 great games, possibly the 4 greatest games as a collection.
Yeah. Probably
in
the
divisional
best
round history.
Ain't even the championship games yet. Facts.
So let's just start off with the first game that we saw. I believe that game was Bengals Titans.
Yeah.
Let's just say I want to give you your flowers.
Yes, sir.
I'll definitely, as you saw in the intro to this video, Mike called Bengals by 3.
Facts.
And of course, the rookie kicker for the Cincinnati Bengals, McPherson is his last name.
Guess we go to the AFC Championship.
Guess we go into the AFC Championship game. So the final score 19-16. As I said, Bengals win by 3. Let's just, first reaction, starting from you. I'm going to give you the floor first.
I knew they would win. I didn't think they were going to win in that fashion.
I mean, you know my pick.
Because they gave up 9 sacks. But still, Jamar Chase got over $1.
Mm-hmm.
So, technically, they did win it in the fashion I thought they would. But they tried to give the game away. 9 sacks is crazy. You got to give credit to Joe Burrow for getting up and taking those sacks.
I have a point on that, but I'll let you continue.
He held the ball.
So you know where I'm going with this, right?
Almost 5 seconds for every drop back.
Yeah, so just not to cut you off, but I feel like the way some of these quarterbacks, i.e. that we'll get to, i.e. Patrick Mahomes, i.e. Dak Prescott at times, i.e. like just whatever mobile quarterback that can scramble, they usually tend to, extend the play and try to, you feel me? But Joe Burrow held the ball. And he said, you know what, I'm not going to put it in harm's way. We'll get it next time. And I felt like that was the reason why those 9 sacks didn't really, put a big impact on the game.
It did, though.
It did, but it didn't. Because imagine, let's say, for 3 of those sacks, he was able to get away, he forced a pass, and one of those is a pick.
No, true, I agree.
We having a different discussion.
But also, you could throw it out.
True.
You could throw it out. You can clearly see him doing a whole bunch of extra pump fakes. Don't get me wrong. He does that all the time. It's just, you got sacked 9 times. And your O-line needs to block. Because all of them sacks aren't really double moves on the O-lineman. It's just straight up the gut. Yeah. That's crazy. That's great. That's unacceptable. But they got it done. I didn't think Tennessee was going to get stopped like that by the Bengals. Because Derrick Henry came back. He looked like he'd been here. And Foreman was running good. It was just, I feel like Tennessee had a bad offensive coaching game at the worst time ever.
So let me tell you what I feel about the game. Well, of course, like you said, Joe Burrow, we talked about, held the ball a little bit, but it was to the advantage of his team. He played a safe game.
Yeah,
safe while still throwing 348 yards. Crazy. So he's at about 1,300, 1,400 yards in the past 3-4 games he's played, which is still crazy for a second-year quarterback.
I think only 1 pick?
Yeah, something of the sort. I can't remember the last time he threw a pick. Probably against Kansas City. I can't remember.
Did he throw a pick this last game?
No, I don't think he threw a pick to Tennessee. Actually,
he threw a pick. I know he had to throw.
Yeah, I think I can't remember. But to the point was, I feel like as much as the Bengals won the game, Tennessee lost the game.
Yeah, I agree.
For, of course, the 9 sacks, we'll look at that. I'll get to Tannehill later, but in terms of play calling with Mike Vrabel and their OC, I felt like they didn't run the ball enough.
Yeah, I agree, but
not with Derrick Henry, but with the other, I can't even remember his name, but the backup running back.
Foreman.
He had 2 plays, he had 2-3 runs for 45, 60 yards on 4 carries. 2 of them went over 40, 50 yards combined. Mm-hmm. So it's like when you see that and you see a hungry guy that wants to make his name in the NFL with his predecessor being King Henry, I felt you got to give him more of the carries, knowing that you don't want to overkill King Henry.
True. But what happens in those type of situations is you run the ball to keep a lead. They didn't have a lead for that much, and when they lost it, they got it back because it was tied. If you think about it, it was tied.
Yeah, it was a back and forth tie game defensively.
So you run the ball to extend your time in possession. That's something you do when you're trying to keep the other offense from getting on the field. But every time the Bengals got on the field, even when they gave up the sacks, they went down the field because they couldn't cover anybody. They couldn't cover anybody.
But then I look at of course, last but not least, Ryan Tannehill throws 3 picks, one to start the game, first play of the game.
You're playing catch up. That's why they couldn't run the ball as much as they wanted to.
Interception middle of the game and then an interception on the last play.
But then also, not to cut you off, but if you look at it in that same, AJ Brown was cooking.
Yeah, he was
cooking him up.
He had a tough left-handed, one-handed catch in the end zone. Word.
He held these like.
Nah, that's what I'm saying though. Well,
that's why they kept throwing it.
But the thing is, I feel like you can't. When you see a guy have 4 carries and have most of your yardage on the ground, I feel like you gotta feed that some more. The same way you would feed Henry if he broke a couple carries.
I agree with you, but you can't do that if you throw a pick the first play of the game. Running the ball is not good for catching up, if that makes sense.
I agree.
You need to get as much points as fast as possible. Even though you're running everywhere, they still, in my opinion, did a good job containing the run. Because even when you get those big plays, they stopped a lot of those small tit-for-tat plays, if that makes sense. Those 5-6 yard carries didn't really happen. They were stopping Derrick Henry at the line of scrimmage. You were stopping him a yard after. He wasn't getting any.
Yeah, he only had a couple carries where he looked like he was about to explode, but he never got there.
It's not like it looked like he was slow or anything. It's just like they just lined up right. So
now let's go to the next game. Since Cincinnati's going on to the AFC Championship game, let's go to the next game of that Saturday. San Francisco 49ers pull off the upset. We both had Green Bay. We both are wrong here.
Facts.
San Francisco beats Green Bay 13-10. Walk-off field goal again.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the trend is walk-off field goals. But let's get to the game. We already said last episode that San Francisco is a bad matchup for any team that they've played.
Yeah.
And it reared its ugly head once again this game. How did you feel? My question is like, how did you feel about Aaron Rodgers, his lack of productivity against this defense? Because I felt that he's had success in the past with them, at least being able to score. The last game that they had in the regular season was about 29 or 26-30, something like that. They went on a game-winning field goal. But, I expected more than 10 points.
30%
what do you say to
of his
that?
playoff losses came to the Niners in his career.
0-4. We said it. We said it last game as a tidbit. 0-3 right now before the game, and now he's 0-4.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like the Niners are bad. They're a bad team for most modern football teams now.
That play by the pass?
Yes. It's terrible because they pressure you every time you drop back. If you saw Aaron Rodgers it went from him trying to play to score to playing to stay safe. He's running all over the place. He has to throw the ball out of bounds a whole bunch of times because nobody's open. Nobody was open. Even when someone was open, no yards after catch. Or drops. When you start on those drops. Because that's what's going to be tight. I'm like, everyone say, yo, Aaron Rodgers didn't get it done. But do you see these drops? Look at his incompletions. They did there's a video on YouTube of his incompletions.
I mean, he didn't have much. He probably had like 8.
And it's bouncing off people's chests.
He was like 20 for 29 or something like that.
It's bouncing off people's chests.
Incompletions.
So I'm like, don't get me wrong. Should he got it done? Yes. But it's not like the Niners are trash. Like, the Niners had a winning record against every team in the playoffs in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
Against every single one of them. And they beat them all the same exact way. The Niners ain't doing anything different. They beat the Packers the same way they beat the Cowboys.
Same way.
The exact same way.
Kept the low scoring, made your quarterback do everything.
Everything.
Negated the run game.
Completely. No, you can't get anywhere. So it's like, if they force you into doing one thing and they know what that one thing is, they're going to be geared up for it. And then on offense, it's a hard offense to defend against. Because trick plays, they're extra running plays. Those aren't regular, okay, handoff, we go up the gut. It don't work like that. Mm-hmm. It's everybody blocks. Everybody's shifting.
I have a question for you, but let me let's get back to it off this little commercial break. So we back. Feel me? We back at it. I have this question, right? I'm sitting here watching the game, watching Deebo Samuel cook, do everything, like literally run the ball, punt return, kick return, stuff like that. You feel me? Receive the ball. And I got to thinking. And nobody answered me on my So Important Live Instagram poll. I'm going to start answering. But the question was, or my sort of hot take was, Deebo Samuel is what Devin Hester would be if he was a better receiver or like an all-around player. We know Devin Hester to be the kick return extraordinaire, punt return extraordinaire. Deebo Samuel is not the returner that he is, but he's used in the way that Devin Hester was trying to be used in Chicago once they realized they need to get him the ball more to win. And he was not a good enough receiver to be a number 2 or even a number 3, and you definitely wasn't really putting him in the backfield. So how do you feel about my take where I'm saying Deebo Samuel is like the new age Devin Hester if he could, receive the football?
No.
You're not jacking it?
Deebo Samuel had what? A throwing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. In what? How many games?
About 3.
And 2 out of 3 of those happened in the same game.
Facts.
So you have to, bro, that's crazy.
No, but are you saying that Deebo's too good to be compared to?
Yes, Deebo is in 3 different stat columns for 3 different positions. Every game. That's crazy. Deebo blocks. Deebo runs. Deebo plays slot. He goes down the field. Deebo trick plays, throws you a touchdown.
That's a
Deebo
fact.
catches the punt.
But that's what I'm saying. He's like a new age because they really tried to make Devin Hester go all around the field.
Yeah, true. But Deebo really be all around the field successfully.
All right, so you saying I'm giving him, it's a slight to compare him to Devin Hester.
He is a little bit. It's a little disrespectful. It's like, yo, bro, why should Deebo do this in the playoff?
I felt that.
In the playoff.
All right.
Come on, bro.
All right, moving on. We go into Sunday. All right, Tampa Bay versus the Los Angeles Rams. That's the first game. We got another game-winning field goal, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
Los Angeles Rams win. Game-winning field goal, 30-27. They were leading at halftime, 20-3, and then they only could manage 10 points in third and fourth quarter combined. Nah, after halftime it was 20-3.
Oh yeah, third quarter's when
third quarter they scored the extra touchdown. Then it was 27-3 mid third quarter, and then after that, Buccaneers go on a 14-3 run, but that last 3 points was the game winner. So Tom Brady's out of the playoffs.
Yes,
he's questioning retirement. We'll get to that later. But the game, I'll go first. The game was the game. I saw the first half. No, I lied to you. I woke up around second quarter and I saw the score. I was like, whoa, what is going on here? My pick is looking crazy.
Pick was looking
so
crazy.
Far, I was 0 for 2. I'm like, yo, I got to get these. So I'm like, what is going on? And I continued to watch the game and it was giving, I forgot what Super Bowl number that was, but it was giving Atlanta Falcons, New England Patriots vibes for a little bit, just for a little bit. But then we see one punt later by the Rams, one fumble later, another fumble later, bad snap later, and then now it's a tie ball game. I believe where the Buccaneers lost this game was on that one play, and everybody focused on it, that Cooper Kupp play right down the middle of the field.
Which one?
The last one to set up the field goal.
Yeah.
I felt that
they blew the coverage.
They played man, but they blitzed. I felt like there was no need for a blitz on any of those last 2 plays.
It wasn't just a regular blitz. They sent a bomb blitz, and everyone didn't blitz.
And that meant no safety help.
Yeah, and everyone didn't blitz.
And then now everybody's confused. There's man coverage everywhere, and there's 2 people just sitting there.
It's wrong. At that point, it's wrong on both sides. It's just like the blitz in and of itself wasn't necessarily a good call. But if you're gonna blitz like that, everyone has to be committed to the blitz.
I say don't blitz at all.
No, I agree with that. But I'm saying if you're going to blitz, that means everyone has to be on it because you have
you
2
want
seconds max.
You want him to
because
fall over or throw that shit away.
Stafford,
you know what I'm saying?
I can't even say he's not scrambling because he was definitely scrambling
that
game.
Yeah, but I didn't really like don't get me wrong, this game was great to watch. I had the suspense because it was looking like a real blowout early.
Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna hold you.
The football gods look like they were at it again with Brady. They were no. It got to a point where I questioned what I was watching. Feel me?
I understand.
I felt like I was like, yo, what is really going on right here? Feel me?
I said that for a different reason. Because I was as I'm looking at the game, I'm like, and when the Rams started to bait, I was just like, everyone's baiting except Matthew Stafford. This has to be different.
I'm weak.
So I was like, everyone's baiting except Matthew Stafford. So I'm like, usually it's the opposite way around. Because look, if you think about it, the Cooper Cup plays were great. But them plays to OBJ really brought it to that point where they were able to line up in that faction and have that field position.
Connector, yes.
So I feel like this game silenced all of his critics, but about 90%.
Of Stafford's critics?
Because it's everything. That is all the questions about
Clutch
Stafford
play,
he pretty much answered.
Recognition.
Everything is falling apart around you. You got to bring your team up. He did it.
Because when they were basically giving the ball away. Cooper Cup fumbled. The Sam Akers fumbled twice. Bad snap over your head, and he didn't even call for the snap. So I get it. Yeah, everything was going bad for Matthew Stafford, as it usually would. He held it down. And he decided he made the big throw.
He didn't throw no interceptions.
He made the big throw.
He did everything. I was like, it makes, I feel like this is going to set him into this championship game with the most confidence he's ever had. Because he's never done any of this before.
So now, I'm new to this, but now I'm hot.
I'm hot. Like, y'all can't tell me anything. I saved my team.
So let's go to the Brady side. Of course, they brought back all 22 starters. They didn't have Godwin. They didn't have Antonio Brown. They only had Gronk. Mike Evans was double covered like it was nothing. A lot of things like that, right?
Even then, I don't know if this is in the film last week. Like I said, like even down the stretch when they were coming back, the advantages that Evans has over Ramsey started showing.
The height, physicality, all that.
Because you can see, like
on that last touchdown bomb, yeah.
Because Jalen Ramsey is a cover corner. There was no point where he burnt him.
Facts. He was there,
but
until he got that little space.
And I was like, he's up there. Once he goes up in the air, it's over. What are you supposed to do about that?
Facts. You did point that out. So I'm looking at it on the Tampa Bay as a whole side, but of course it starts with Brady.
Bad matchup.
No, I'm talking about future now. So, like, what's left for Tampa Bay?
Not retiring.
Don't think so?
For what?
That's what I said.
For what?
I feel like the number 8 is the number he really want, and then he gonna bounce. Would he get it? That's a real question.
I feel like he's just gonna play because it's exercise. I don't want to make it seem like it's that simple. But I really feel like he's just playing because he enjoys the game.
That's true.
Because what does he have to prove?
Nothing. Just to show y'all I can still beat y'all.
He just playing. This is his best season.
In a while.
No, this is his best season.
Individually,
this is his best season.
He is top 5 in most of.
He's top 3 in every quarterback category. So I was like, this is his best season. So it's like, I feel like he's just playing just to see how well he can still play. Because, bro, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Especially now, like, the NFC is the Eastern Conference.
Freaking crying.
It is. Because, bro, ain't nobody there. Everybody in the AFC. Mm-hmm. And the AFC used to be the...
Exactly, a word.
It is real crazy that when the AFC gets good, Tom Brady went to the NFC. And that the NFC is trash. It's very crazy. I'm going to save that for the whole other video.
I'm going to say less on the matter.
I'm going to say for a whole other video. You feel me?
So, once again, you were right. Not by the point spread, but by the...
Yeah, it was close.
You feel me? You called the Rams and you won, sir. And now, let's go on to the game of the night. We'll get there. After this commercial break. The game of the night, probably the game of the decade, maybe. They'll probably have this on NFL films for a very long time. Feel me? Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, rematch of the AFC Championship game last year, if I'm correct. And it lived up to the hype. And it exceeded all of that. We even got overtime. But let's just say it was tied at halftime, 14-all. Because every time one team threw a punch, the other team threw another punch. Got right back up. It was, 28 points scored in the fourth quarter by both teams altogether.
25 in the last 2 minutes.
25 in the last 2. All I'm going to say is Josh Allen was on demon timing.
Yeah.
it got to a point where I thought, okay, this is it. This is.
Stephon Diggs had 3 receptions for 7 yards, by the way.
You're not going to talk about that. But I just felt Josh Allen said, it don't matter what goes on. This ball will find a teammate, and that teammate will make a play.
That's a fact.
It didn't matter who it was, because the other receiver, Davis, had about 3 touchdowns, and on almost every touchdown, he broke the corner's ankle, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Respectfully, double move go crazy, footwork go crazy. So this was a game that I felt it gave NBA Finals energy type thing. It was just, all I'm going to say is I thought Josh Allen was a demon. He became a demon, and then we saw the Grim Reaper, as Andy Reid wants to call it. Patrick Mahomes just snatched it away in 13 seconds.
I got a hot take.
Go right ahead, sir. You have the hot take that I set the scene. Now go right ahead.
Okay. In my opinion, when it comes to this game, all this proves, and this is going to sound real wild, is proof that Patrick Mahomes is not the best quarterback in the NFL. Because respectfully, I want you to say the narrative
That's
is
funny how you have that take when everybody else has the opposite take.
Yeah, let me explain why.
Okay, cool.
The whole super caption of this game is 25 points scored in the last 2 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 14 of the 25 were scored by Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. Roger, Josh Allen was down in the fourth quarter. Like I said, 14 points he scored by himself in the last 2 minutes of that game. Patrick Mahomes has better numbers simply because he had an extra possession. Because there was not any point in this game where Patrick Mahomes outplayed Josh Allen. Last time I checked, and don't get me wrong, they both scrambled. But even if you look at how they scrambled, it was a very different energy. Patrick Mahomes had a lot of he escaped his stats. He ran cool. Josh Allen was trucking people.
Bro, he
hurdled his mans and the defender. Bro, Josh Allen,
demon.
That's what I'm saying. There's no, don't get me wrong. 13 seconds is great. 13 seconds is great.
It's kind of crazy to me.
He got 50 yards in 13 seconds is crazy.
Very crazy to me.
The whole field in 30 seconds is also crazy because it happened directly before. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Because 13 seconds, when Josh Allen got the ball back, it was 43 seconds.
I thought it was like a minute, bro.
No, that second touchdown, he got the ball back.
Okay.
At 43 seconds. Like I said, he scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes.
That is facts.
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying. I understand. The narrative is going to be disprove that Patrick Mahomes is the best. He can't say he's the best if he got matched play for play and got the edge because he won a coin flip. Winning a coin flip is not a football skill. You don't go to college for that.
I mean, but this coin flip been in the game for a long time. No matter.
I got no problem. I'm not on that change of rules thing.
Okay.
I like the rules. That's why I like football more than basketball.
Just checking.
I'm not one of them haters. I'm not hating.
Right.
You can't take anything away from anyone who played this game, except the defenses, obviously.
Both defenses got work to do.
No.
Buffalo's defense definitely got work to do, though.
Buffalo's defense got number 1 ranked in 3 out of 4 defensive categories.
Cap.
Number 1 ranked.
How you number 1 and do? You know what? We did that.
Micah Hot.
A lot of ankles were broken.
Because your man Josh Allen left it all on the field. Y'all was down. Y'all was supposed to lose that game. Bro. All you had to do was tackle.
But,
honey,
let's talk about the comparison of the 2 quarterbacks that you brought up, because I felt like Mahomes had about 150 yards of scramble yards, and there's a difference. You said it earlier. Josh Allen, when they scrambled, he went to go get positive yardage. Mahomes, when he scrambled, he went side to side, either throw it away, sack, or possibly found somebody for about 10 yards. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I felt like there was a difference there. One was trying to extend the play, one was making a play.
Yeah, design runs for Josh Allen.
But that even outside of the design runs, I'm talking about just when you're in the pocket for a pass and the pocket breaks down. What's the decision making? What are you doing? And there was a clear difference. One was trying to keep the play alive with a spectacular throw that we know him for. And then one was like, you know what? Pocket break it down, Positive yardage all the time.
Josh Allen was just the only difference I could say between them two in terms of the running was Josh, like I said, was trying to get his first downs. He was trying to. This was what he planned to do when he took the snap. You feel me? Even when it broke down, because there was one of the I think it was the third touchdown he threw to Davis where the pocket completely broke down and he jumped up and threw it into the end zone. So I'm like, bro. The reason why I said what I said in terms of it made me realize that Patrick Mahomes is the best because Josh Allen matched you.
Yeah.
Completely matched you.
5-5.
Play for play, throw for throw,
scramble
for scramble,
run for run,
everything. Like
play call for play call,
like everything, like
execution
everything.
for execution,
and also because the Bills don't have no Travis Kelce.
They tight end is good though. Knox is good though.
No, he's great. Yeah. Did you see what Travis Kelce did to them?
Word. Tore him up. Backyard football. My son, and they talking about those last plays where he's like, yo, I see it.
That last catch was
I see it. And then the OT.
Bro, that was crazy.
Yeah, to get 2 feet down on there was tough.
Great. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Bills don't got no Travis Kelce. I'm not going to talk. I don't need to talk about the Tyreek Hill comparisons because I lied. Let me talk about this. Tyreek Hill cooked up the Bills. Stephon Diggs, you had 7 yards, my boy.
Talking about you stood out there so you could remember. And don't get me wrong, but that's another thing. Tyrann Mathieu went down at least right before the half. Mm-hmm. And with the lead of their defense,
that's the best
safety, their best cornerback, not cornerback, their best defensive back.
Yeah.
You're telling me their best defensive back is out of the game and you still only have 7 yards? That's crazy.
Your backup got 4 touchdowns.
You're an all-world receiver, great after the catch.
Max contract.
Number 1 receiver. And your number 2 looked like a great number 1.
And if you got open, there was no way you could tell me Josh Allen was not finding you because he found everybody.
Everybody that night.
Cole Beasley was getting targets.
And he's technically there, but we're not going to speak. Look, that was a great ending to all 4 games.
Can't take anything away from Josh Allen.
Mike goes 2-2 on predictions. Sway goes 0-4. That's crazy.
In my opinion, Josh Allen just proved he's right up there with Mahomes. But we're going to see at this AFC Championship.
And let's go straight into it for the segue. AFC Championship game Sunday. Today is what? Wednesday. We are a few more days away. AFC Championship game. Let's talk about it first. Cincinnati Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, T. Higgins, all them guys.
C.J.
Uzama. Let's talk about that guy too. Word. But the showcase is here. I believe the last time they played, Cincinnati beat them 34-31. I don't know if that was on a last-second field goal. It probably was.
Joe Burrow. 446.
And that was an upset of the regular season, or one of the many upsets of the regular season, when they beat them January 1st, just on the new year. So let's talk about it. Who do you have and why?
Okay.
Who's going to the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I'll probably know by the end of this discussion we have.
So you're saying your pick relies on what we talk about?
Yeah, because I got to compare notes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to make a logical decision. Because really, let's talk about it. We saw what happened when both teams played to their max capacity against each other.
Yes.
Cool. The Bengals came out on top. Thing is, the difference is, the Bengals just gave up 9 sacks. Cool. None of those pass rushers are Frank Clark. We know what Frank Clark does. But it's just him. Cool. If they don't give up sacks, do I feel like Joe Burrow is going to throw for almost 500 yards again? No. Do I think they could win? Yes. Let me explain why. Offensively, the Bengals have a better team. Because the Chiefs are a 1-2 or 2-1 punch thing. You feel me? Tyreek, Travis Kelce. But them two is really a different breed of players. Because Tyreek, if he got enough space, it's a touchdown, no matter where he catches at.
You seen it.
Travis Kelce, you can't. He's like Gronk before Gronk got flipped. and faster. And with moves, because Gronk ain't never had no double moves. Travis Kelce really, and you feel me?
Talk to me. Yes, he was talking about Travis Kelce. Yes, talk to me.
Travis Kelce to be like he run routes. He got double moves. He hasn't lost any of his dexterity yet.
That's a key.
But
thing
also, the Bengals' defense is better than the Chiefs' defense. But the Bengals' defense is not better than Buffalo's defense. But Buffalo's defense wasn't even playing like Buffalo's defense. So we don't really know which standards to put this
NFL
up to.
playoffs, where one game can just change it all.
Change everything. So, like, it also, but another thing is, Jamar Chase is not going to be Stephon Diggs. Respectfully. And I can't, the only reason I'm saying this is because it's not me going off of the hype of a new player, is that we haven't seen him
haven't seen him get below 50.
Yo.
At least for my knowledge.
He hasn't. So it's like, he's faster than Stephon Diggs. I wouldn't say he runs better routes.
I can't jack that yet.
Can't jack that yet. But he's a better outside threat than Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is a slot guy. So, and also, Joe Burrow.
It's too easy, bro.
I'd like to say Joe Burrow on average is more accurate of a thrower of the football than Josh Allen, but Josh Allen for this playoffs was 70% completion percentage.
I have a question. Who do you trust more with the Rock?
They have the same amount of turnovers.
That's why the question is, who are you picking to be, like, in playoff games, you're either conservative or you're going for it all.
And also, I don't...
You gotta pick one. There's no middle.
And I don't know what Patty Mahomes we gonna get, because when they, like I said, it's so hard, because the game where they played each other is the only thing you can work on, because both teams were firing, in my opinion, at those times to the highest they were able to. Everyone was going play for play on both sides.
At that point of the season, that was when Kansas City finally found a little bit of a groove.
Exactly, that's where it started.
And Cincinnati was like, I've been here.
You know what I'm saying? For a look, like...
Yeah, bro.
So,
they're fresh off of embarrassing Baltimore that game.
True.
They were fresh off of embarrassing Baltimore, running up the score. So like, there's a bit of confidence. You see how Kansas City walks with a bop in their step because they've been doing this 4 AFC championship games. You know what you're going to get. You just can't stop it. Right? I look at Cincinnati and it's like, well, you've been to the last 4. I just got here and I'm trying to make this a run. And I believe when you go up a team...
Cincinnati got nothing to lose.
They got nothing to lose. And when you go up a team like Kansas City that feels almost entitled to be like, how dare you question my greatness? Well, how dare you question my potential to beat you?
Because technically, Kansas City ain't beat this Bengals yet.
Technically, yes. You're 0-1.
So, like, and it's not like y'all had an off game.
Nah, y'all was clicking and they got the better of you.
They went crazy, 266.
You feel me? I think I really feel like Cincinnati.
Jamar Chase had more receiving yards that game than Patrick Mahomes had throwing the ball. Do I think that's going to happen again? No. But can I definitively say that? No. This is why I'm saying, like, we got to compare the notes because I don't have it's so many variables. Because even with giving up 9 sacks, Joe Burrow had a great game. Do I think Kansas City's going to get that many sacks? No. Do I think they're going to stop him? No, because you haven't really seen him be stopped. He can only stop himself. And Cincinnati's confidence is...
It speaks to the confidence.
You can damn near say it's equal to Kansas City because Kansas City is showing everybody, yo, we still here. But Cincinnati's like...
It starts with their quarterback.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Cincinnati's like, yo, we just got here. You can't tell us we not here.
Joe Burrow, 6-0 in his career in postseason games dating back to college.
Bro, like...
So when the lights are on, I don't lose.
He said...
Let's talk about it.
He said his SEC championship game was louder than Arrowhead. That's hot.
That's a hot
You're talking
thing.
Real hot.
You talking hundreds of thousands.
You know what I'm saying? You're talking real hot. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's such a weird toss because it depends. Like, I got to see like the first 10 snaps for each team, see what mode they on, but even then, both these quarterbacks are clutch.
Another difference in the game that I feel would be the running game. Just because Cincinnati can run the ball effectively, I feel like that's going to be the thing. They're going to run some clock and score.
The play action could kill Kansas City.
Especially, so look, I believe Tyrann Mathieu is going to be back because I think it was concussion protocol he was in. He should be back, but he also gets beat on those too.
Who's he gonna be on?
It don't matter because if you be on one, the other 2 to 3 can definitely get open.
If you on Jamal, I don't put in like the Honey Badger got his name because he's quick.
And he's a good roamer.
Exactly, that's good. But Joe Burrow ain't thrown a pick in a minute. At least that one that was his fault.
Exactly. I'm trying to look for a pick. I can't find one.
And also, it's like, who you could be on? Higgins is huge.
Definitely huge. And their tight end gets open.
And then it's like, if you have, and also like I said, Uzama, we gotta talk about him. He's also huge. And they don't drop. They don't get drops. Jamar Chase doesn't drop.
Jamar Chase don't drop.
And that was his preseason, like,
that was
flaw.
his preseason problem. Facts. And now you get into the season and it's like, I don't know what that is.
Bro, my son at a point in the season was averaging 21 yards per reception. I don't know who could. I know everyone's going to say the Chiefs. I personally want to pick the Bengals.
Yeah. Look, man. It's hard to pick up against a guy that has proven to you that when is my back against the wall, I pull out miracles.
True.
And then it's hard to bet against a guy,
the young boy
that said, screw all that other
Medea.
OG shit, Medea. And that's very hard because those are two great teams to root for and, of course, analyze as we're doing.
It also, because it's like I don't give a fuck factor that Cincy has. If they lose, we can't believe y'all got this far because y'all, had 2 wins last year. And also, that them losing this year is going to put fear into everyone for next year. Because
now they're going to come back a little hungrier. Yeah.
Free agents going to want to go there now.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's like, if Cincy beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead in the AFC Championship game with a rookie receiver and a second-year quarterback.
A rookie kicker that's clutch. Something tells me this rookie kicker is just going to...
He may have to be the one.
I don't want to pick him, bro. But
he may have to. We may see the new Justin Tucker, bro.
Make me want to flip a coin real quick, like
you know what I'm saying? It's like, cause we don't know. This is what, like, out of all the games have been toss ups. This is really a game where you're just like, there's so many factors that could, like, do I think we're going to see a blowout? No. I feel like if it starts off as a blowout, the other team is going to blow the other team out in the second half.
And now it's going to be a game in the last 5 minutes. Who let the ball last?
Thing is, Kansas City got some miracle workers, but so do Cincy. Cincy's whole season is a miracle. Because who they really changed personnel-wise?
Not much. Besides trying to shore up the O-line that's still giving up sacks.
Joe Burrow took the most sacks. No, second most sacks. Tannehill took the most sacks.
Exactly.
But still, like, bro, he's still, come on, bro. It's hard. It's so hard because Frank Clark has had some games where he really
took over the whole defense.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's an elite pass rusher. Their whole defense is based off of 2 players.
Burrow's smart, bro. He already giving me quarterback vibes. I was like, I'm not putting this ball in danger because I've seen when I do, it doesn't benefit the team. It doesn't benefit me if I take a late hit. You get what I'm saying? So it's decision time, buddy.
You got nothing to lose.
It's decision time, buddy.
If everyone pulls everything they got out, I don't know. Like I would like to pick the Bengals. I'm going to pick the Bengals. Do I know how much they're going to win by? No. I'll give it a range, though.
I don't want to agree with you, but I feel like I have to.
Because it's something in my brain and my heart telling me that they may get this upset. And I'm not going to hold you. You know what's bad about this upset? Because this means this is going to shorten the lifespan of this team. Because they going to need some bread. If they beat Patrick Mahomes...
That means you got to pay quarterback, receiver, and running back.
And both the tight ends. Both the tight ends.
Got to give me some breeze.
And what's their linebacker that just showed up?
I forgot.
You got to pay him too.
Yeah, word.
You got to pay they coach. You got to pay everybody. But I feel like it's going to happen. I feel something in my heart is telling me that Joe Burrow is really going to, like, that cigar going to be puffed, bro. Do I think Super Bowl is a whole other prediction.
You know what?
But I'm going to have to go with the Bengals,
I'm going to say this. Joe Burrow, it's your time, but it's not your time. That's what I'm going to go with. It's your time, but it's not your time. The legend of Patrick Mahomes will prevail once again. by a touchdown.
Bengals 3 to 5 points.
3 to 5?
Yeah, 3 to 5.
Official take. Mike got Bengals 3 to 5 points. I got Kansas City. Tub. Word. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in all these past 40-something minutes, maybe 50.
NFC.
But you know, the NFC Championship game, we have another rematch. We got Los Angeles Rams versus San Francisco 49ers in SoFi. SoFi Stadium in LA is also where the Super Bowl will be played. So the question is, which team will be back here in 3 weeks? And the last meeting that they had, January 8th, San Francisco came out with the dub, 27-24.
Last 6 games.
I'm sorry?
Last 6 games, San Francisco beat them.
Stat man. I was going to bring the stat, but you got it already.
Last 6 games.
So let's talk about it. Jimmy Garoppolo, Mr. Game Manager, Mr.
Besides Kansas City, the Niners haven't lost a playoff game in a minute.
Little minute since the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't in the.
That was the last time they lost.
They wasn't in the playoff game. They wasn't in the playoffs last year.
No, they weren't. But
Exactly.
I'm
Right.
saying, since they've been in the postseason, besides the Super, they haven't. Bro, like.
So Matthew Stafford has his chance to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Home
What are you
stadium,
looking to see in this game? Keys to the game. Talk to me.
This is a game where I feel like whoever gets the ball first is going to be a huge impact. Because if the Niners get the ball first, I feel like they're going to take off a huge chunk of the clock off rip. That doesn't necessarily play towards the Rams' offense because it's a little clunky still. Just a little bit. So, like, I feel, though, however, Matthew Stafford's head has been balanced because, like I said, he saved his team. This is something he hasn't done in a meaningful game yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just outplayed the GOAT in the GOAT's crib. Like, that means something. So, but that man, Kyle Shanahan, really got some showering God. I don't know how he be doing it with these plays that he be calling. Because, and also, the Rams haven't beat them yet. They haven't figured out how to beat them yet.
Oh, wow.
The Packers couldn't figure out how to beat them.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Everyone, they're like, people for some reason cannot figure out how to outcoach Kyle Shanahan.
I could only point to the coaching because the quarterback play is subpar.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. He be trying to lose. But then Debo and Kyle be linking up and they be doing some things.
But then it's also sometimes when you realize like Jimmy Garoppolo has his times where he's like really out here throwing the game away and then it's like, damn, he made that throw.
He has a good arm.
He makes the
it's
throw.
Just his accuracy that just
and
be
decision
retarded.
making is just weird. One thing I want to look at, honestly, I don't understand why, how do I say it? Shanahan keeps putting the game into Garoppolo's hands in terms of, I get it, your quarterback, in this instance, your quarterback has to win these games. But San Francisco is now defying the laws of NFL physics.
Yeah. I feel like that's why he win it.
Exactly. They're going against the grain.
How do you play against
They're
it?
doing it their own way. There's no complete way to guard it. There's no film I'm guarding that.
They play old school football.
Exactly. Limit the throw to the quarterback. Run. Couple gadget plays. Seal here. And then you
Special
gotta
teams be on point.
getting blocked, field goals and punts. So I look at it like, let me give you a stat, guys, on Mr. Jimmy. Jimmy Garoppolo has fewer than 107 passing yards in each of his 4 career playoff games, the most in such wins in the NFL since 2000. So he's 4-0 in the playoffs, and each game he's thrown for less than 175. How does he continue to win this way? I don't know if you can do this against a Los Angeles Rams team that is, believe it's their chance to win it all.
It depends. You got to see how they guard it because how you've been playing has beat them the last 6 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
In a row.
Facts.
But it's like, because when you watch those games, I know you've seen a 49ers playoff game live.
Yes.
It's weird. It's very weird.
Low scoring. I think it's under like 15
You ever seen
points.
The Water Boy? like the movie with Adam Sandler, the Waterboy, it's like that. Look, he called weird plays. I'm talking about the whole team runs left, the whole team runs right. Those are plays that they called. If you watch the 49ers,
yeah.
Those Debo runs.
It's a pull here, and then he either cuts it back and it.
Exactly. It's weird football, but it's old school trickery that newer offenses, newer defenses aren't necessarily ready to guard up for. If you're running the ball a lot, you're forced to get overly physical defensively, and that's how they call penalties. Because if you look, Dallas, 14 penalties.
100-something yards.
If you look at Green Bay, they got them over and over and over again. And then also, the 49ers defense is so versatile because coming into this playoffs, their weakness was their pass defense. Who's cut them up?
Not one person.
Exactly. Like, it's weird football, but it's good weird for them because it makes you throw. If you come to the point where a football coach has to write plays on the sideline, that's a problem. Like, what are you supposed to call? So where I think the Rams will have the advantage of all the other teams is that the Rams defense is actually stout. You have stellar athletes who can adjust mid-play. I agree with that. But guarding the run is not like guarding the pass. They don't pass often, like you just said. And even if they do pass, sometimes it don't be Garoppolo throwing it. So
got your wide receivers and running backs making passes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
come on.
You don't know where they're gonna be. They keep everybody off their toes. So I'm like, if the Niners get the football first, it's gonna look bad for the Rams because the Rams may not have enough time to make a comeback if their teams are falling apart again.
I see what you're saying, yeah. If San Francisco's getting positive yardage and doing what they do.
No disrespect to the Bucs. If the Niners get a turnover for you, it's very different. It's a very different result. Because that fumble, they gonna run with it. If they get the ball back, if the Niners are up any amount of points in the last 6 minutes of this game, the Rams will lose. It's guaranteed. They will lose. They're going to call 3 plays. Them 3 plays are going to take 4 minutes. They're going to get tight. You frustrated defense. If you make people like Von Miller and Aaron Donald overplay, penalties. In the backfield.
And penalties and straight runs right up the gut that go for 10+.
What you going to do, put J-Ram on Debo? That doesn't work. But
don't work because you're going to be following him all over the field. And
everywhere.
Then look, Odell.
What you doing, Odell? They still got Van Jefferson.
I mean, look, I think this is going to be Odell's coming out party.
It was already his coming out party.
It was, but he hasn't had a game yet.
Yeah, he ain't get a buck yet.
You feel me? And this screams to be that one of those games.
He may have to because they get that's the
Cooper Kupp is going to get all the attention because of what he just did, like rightfully so.
Unfortunately, the Rams are going to have to win via Matt Stafford.
So talk to me.
Matt Stafford's going to have to cut them up.
Talk to me. Picks.
Who I think's going to win?
Yes, sir.
I think the Rams are going to win by a field goal.
Field goal? I'll go Rams with you.
By a field goal.
I'm kind of pretty solid on that pick.
If they don't win by a field goal, they're going to lose by like 8.
I'm not going by field goal. I go 10.
You bugging.
Rams by 10.
No way on God's earth. No way on God's earth.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Straight Reporting Live.
Joe Burrow.
I got Rams by 10, and I got Kansas City by 7.
I got Bengals by 3-5. I got Rams by 3.
Thank you for tuning in. Straight Reporting Live. Let's see if we're right. Let's see who's right. Hope you enjoy these championship weekend. Super Bowl next. Let's see what we're doing.
Jesus Christ.
Sincerely in yours, I'm sorry, mama, you can't have it your way. I'm a little broke boy, I be stuck in my ways. I'm a little broke boy, I'm just stacking my A's. 23 hoop dreams, I'ma start in my J's. Probably rolling my J, ain't got nothing to say. I be running away, you can have a good day. Fearing doubt in LA, we all one in the same, we all one in the name. Look.